inconvenience of keeping a gum wrapper in your pocket or a plastic bottle in your car greater than the damage caused by tossing it on the ground or out the window? Unfortunately, we sometimes feel less of a sense of ownership towards rivers, beaches, streets, event venues, and other public spaces compared to that we feel towards our homes and cars. While our homes and cars are personal property, so is Jamaican soil. One home will have. Keep it clean. Is the inconvenience of keeping a gum wrapper.
All right, so our next guest has a knack for connecting literacy and nature. Environmentalist and creative writer and author, Kymara Elliot aims to teach the young and the young at heart, like Dennis and myself, the importance of caring for nature through her books, Nature and Me, book of poems, and her latest, Nature and Me, coloring and activity book. Kymara joins us now to tell us more. Welcome to Sunrise.
Good morning, Kymara. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I literally saw these and got excited. I genuinely did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Tell us about Nature and Me.
Okay, Nature and Me was created in 2020, that beloved year, and I know I love the environment, and I'm a poet of some kind, and I know I wanted to contribute some aspect, my creative aspect in environment, and I said, all right, let me do my poems and just add Nature and Me. And I want to add that cute aspect because kids love to talk about that, you know, me and all about me. I'm like, all right, let me add Nature and Me.
Yeah.
And I did my poems and I wanted to just publish them one away, just off the bat, just like that. And I said, why not do a book? And just put them together as a book. And I did the book. And then 2 years after, I decided to, well, teachers actually have been asking, why not do a coloring book and a tracing book to get them more engaged as well? I'm like, boy, that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah, step up.
And I just said, okay, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it.
All right. So, so the first book is the book of the poems, and so what issues do the poems try to take on?
Well, it tried to expose the kids that nature is not just the trees. It's also the heat from the sun.
Yeah.
It's also the water. It's also the creatures that we pay no mind to. And I wanted to capture all of that. Even the very earth that we walk on, which is World Earth Day. So pick up yourself, planet Earth.
Yes.
So I decided to put every single aspect of nature in the book.
All right.
Very nice.
And in the second one, I think this is where like even my son Jackson would go crazy. Now this is now you have coloring. So what's the aim with how are you trying to engage them with the content here?
So I know that the whole literacy right here with the whole poem and so forth. I wanted to involve art. And we know that kids love to color, love to doodle, love to draw walls. Anywhere that they can, they will put their hands on it on crayons and like, let me add the literature, let me add the coloring to it, and let me add tracing to, because we need our children to be more writers. And especially as an educator, I know that some children struggle with writing. So we can introduce that to them, the aspects of colors and writing. That will help a whole lot.
You are an environmentalist. Obviously, that would be the underpinning of, you know, the very nature of these books. So I did there, the nature of the books. Talk to us about how important the work as an environmentalist is for you, and also what's the thing that really matters to you as it relates to being an environmentalist?
So for me, one, let me just start with the latter. I want people to value Earth. Yeah. It's not my importance. I think because it's there, and we always think it's going to be there, we can do anything with it, and not understand that we have to take care of it. And I want people to value. I want to value people, and people to value that the Earth is here, and we need to take care of it by any means necessary. So the little things that we do, especially today, which is World Earth Day, I want people to think of the plastics around you, pick it up, put it away, because the theme is planet versus plastic. The other aspect, though,
as an
environmentalist, awareness and to hold people accountable, because people think they can do anything and nothing can come out of it, and we want to hold people accountable. Like, listen, you can't do this, you can't do this. Why? Because we need to preserve and conserve our environment.
But so many times it's not the people as in the individuals, but like corporations, businesses, factories and that kind of a thing that are sometimes a problem, polluting our rivers, etc., etc. If there's one thing that if a message that you can go put out today in terms of where awareness building is concerned, what would be your message today?
All right, my message would be, especially for the corporations.
Oh no, not for corporations, because you're targeting the kids.
Message.
Your Earth Day message.
Okay, it would be just remember the earth. Remember the earth. Be very considerate of the earth. Do not take it for granted. That's all I'm saying. Just don't take it for granted.
Where can we get your content, your books?
All right, they are with me now. Working on putting them in the bookstores. Wink, wink to those places. But if you need, you can definitely send me a message on Instagram. You can put in Kymara Elliot, Kymera Elliott. I will pop up. You will see my picture. You see my books. So send me a DM, and I will definitely respond.
All right, sounds great.
That was great.
Well, that was Kymara Elliot, environmentalist, creative writer, and author of Nature and Me. Well, Law and Order, JA, is up after the break.
This is really nice.
1,997 pounds of garbage looks like.
Yeah, one load.
So we christened the pontoon and set out bright and early for our first harbour cleanup on Kingston Harbour. As we drew closer to Mountain View Gully, our first target location, we used handmade bamboo skimmers to collect garbage scattered across the water surface from the previous night's rainfall. Then it was time for the real work. First, we focused on plastic, which was the bulk of the garbage. 1 trip, 2 trip, 3 trip, 4. We filled our mesh bags one by one, collecting approximately 817 pounds of plastic. Now for the heavier items, we attached our winch cable hook and reeled in an ASAC, 3 fridges, and a commercial freezer. Meanwhile, Anthony used his bamboo hook to pull pieces of fabric and other garbage that had been stuck to the seabed. NSWMA and a group of students from Gainstead High School focused inland near the mangroves, transforming the area from this to this. 4 hours of hard work and a pontoon full of garbage later, we made our way back to the shoreline to offload all the waste we collected. While almost a ton of garbage had been removed from the harbor, we left knowing we had only made a small dent in solving a big problem.